Namaste. All the logisticians, exporters and importers worldwide seems to be talking about the perfect storm in shipping. That is when there are approximately 180 million containers available worldwide and 5,300 container-only vessels connecting the world. Why this storm? Questions raised are like, where are these containers now? Why are the rates astronomically high? Why there is no space available in these vessels? When will the container availability and rates come down to normalcy? Welcome to episode 4 of Logistics this week, where I will be answering all these questions for you. Let me first tell you how this perfect storm started. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit globally, shipping lines across the world cut back on their services. But overnight, the demand for masks, gowns and other medical equipment shot up, and the only country which could meet all these demands turned out to be China, considering they were the first to bounce back from the lockdown. And these shipments were moved to places far from normal trading routes. The synchronized movement of ships from port to port and the system of rotation was disrupted, which resulted in containers being left out in the wrong continent and ports where there was no return of cargo. Also, the lockdown resulted in reduction of container manufacturing given the slowdown projected in trade. And to add to that, the absence of dock workers in port from US to Singapore led to slow turnaround of vessel, which further led to traffic jam of sorts. And the storm had just started to build. In the last quarter of 2020, demand started going up suddenly in the US and European countries, all of which started to be catered by factories in China. The ship owners expanded their service to these countries given they were on the popular and high revenue route. The service to non-prime route was cut down, because of which no empty pickup was happening and the empty containers got stuck in these low traffic ports. The delay in empty loading resulted in imbalance where, for example, in the US, for every 100 containers arriving, only 60 containers moved back and the rest remained in the US. Similarly, empty containers started piling up in Australia. By the last quarter of 2020, this build-up eventually led to a severe container shortage across ports worldwide. This took the form of a perfect storm. The containers which remained in places like Africa and South America couldn't be brought back to the major shipping route, while empty containers kept piling up in the US and Australia. This container shortage resulted in shipping lines charging a huge premium for space. The prices went up by 3 to 7 times across the world. For example, shipping costs from Shanghai to Nova Shua went up from $500 for a 40-footer to $3,500 for a 40-footer. And from Shanghai to LA, which was at $2,000, is now $6,500. The government stimulus package announced in the US and Europe also resulted in people ordering more and more, renovating homes and various activities, which continues to add to the demand. The west coast of US is currently experiencing a delay in berthing of 2 weeks to a month. The waiting time for ultra-large container vessels of 18,000 TEU and above has gone up to 7 days from the normal of 2 days turnaround in Singapore. And the waiting time for containers in India has extended to 2 weeks as opposed to the usual 1 to 2 days. This impacted the transit time, which increased by at least 30% due to the delays in all ports of call, which also means the supply chain planning is going haywire. Presently, shipping lines prefer to move available empty containers as empty from the US, as this is more cost effective when compared to waiting for export from the US and other similar origins. But due to the non availability of containers, grain movement worldwide is getting stuck. Soya from the US, peas from Canada, rice from Thailand and Cambodia, Robusta and coffee bean from Vietnam, and movement of sugar from India have been disrupted. Now, what does this mean for the future? Food will pile up in the wrong places, leading to a price increase very soon in the world. And this is also a situation where shipping lines can recover the cost of a new ship even within a year if the freight rate and bunker cost remain the same. Hence, it will be of interest for the shipping lines to maintain this rate. While some of the experts lean towards the word hope and not, it seems that with the increase in container manufacturing and the turnaround of ship getting faster, demand getting back to normal and route optimization happening, at least by the third quarter, we can expect normalcy of container availability and normalcy of rates. Thank you for watching this analysis, and I hope it was useful for you to understand container shortage, space and transit delays, and the reason for the increase in shipping rates. If you find this valuable, please share this information with your customers and colleagues so that they stay informed on this scenario in shipping. Thank you very much and see you next Friday.